I once watched a cleanup script miss the one server that mattered because the server name was hard-coded on line 7. The admin copied the file, edited it for each host, got interrupted, and one copy still pointed at yesterday's machine. Nothing exploded, which made it worse. The ticket sat there until morning, the report looked clean, and the problem server kept failing backups. That was not a PowerShell problem. That was a script design problem. PowerShell parameters would have made the target explicit every single run. Hard-coded values feel fine when you have one machine and one task. You put $ComputerName equals SRV01 at the top, run the script, and move on. At fleet scale, that becomes a trap. Every edit creates a new version. Every copied script can drift. Someone forgets to change the share path, the service name, or the organizational unit, and now the script runs perfectly against the wrong thing. Graphical tools have the same problem in another form. Lots of clicking, no reusable input contract, and no easy audit trail. If the script has to be edited before each use, it is not really a tool yet. It is a fragile note with commands in it. A parameter is the front door of your script. The caller supplies the values that change, and the script keeps the logic that should not change. In PowerShell, that usually starts with a param block near the top of the script. Instead of editing line 7, you run the same file with -ComputerName SRV01 or -ComputerName SRV02. Good parameters also defend the script. Mandatory parameters force the caller to provide required input. Typed parameters reject values that cannot be converted. ValidateSet limits choices to known good values. Defaults make the common path easy, so you are not typing the same safe value 50 times a week. Here is the basic pattern. Put param before your main script logic, after comments or a using statement if you have one. Inside it, define one parameter per value you expect from the caller. Parameter mandatory means PowerShell asks for the value in an interactive console instead of letting an empty variable wander into your logic. String $ComputerName means one or more strings are allowed. Int $days means PowerShell expects an integer and fails during parameter binding if the caller passes banana. ValidateSet running stopped allows only those strings, and it gives tab completion. A default, like string $ServiceName equals WinRM, keeps the normal case short while still allowing overrides. Take a real help desk escalation. After a print incident, management asks which servers still have the print spooler running. Do not edit the script per server. Write checkServiceState.ps1 with 3 parameters. ComputerName is mandatory and typed as string est. ServiceName has a ValidateSet of Spooler, WinRM, and W32 time, with a default of Spooler. WantedStatus has a ValidateSet of runnin and stopped, with a default of running. The body uses invoke command, $ComputerName, $ComputerName, $script block, param, get service name, $name. Argument list $ServiceName. Then where object status eq $WantedStatus, then select object ps ComputerName, name, status. Same script, many targets, no editing. Parameters help, but they do not make bad logic good. Mandatory prompts are useful at the console, but in a scheduled task, pipeline, or remote job, prompting may fail instead of politely asking a human. For automation, I prefer calling scripts with explicit parameters and letting missing input fail loudly. ValidateSet is great for small known lists, but it is static. If the valid choices come from Active Directory or a configuration management database, you may need custom validation or argument completers later. PowerShell 7 and Windows PowerShell 5.1 handle these basic parameter attributes almost the same. The byte is module support. Some Windows admin modules behave differently in PowerShell 7, so test the whole script, not just the param block. This is one of those foundation skills that quietly shows up everywhere. When we move from scripts to functions, the same param habit comes with us. When we query Active Directory, we will parameterize the search base, server, and account name. When we work with Group Policy Object Reporting, GPO for short, we will parameterize domain, backup path, and report type. When we audit event logs, we will pass log name, event identifier, and time window instead of editing constants. Parameters are also the beginning of safe delegation. A help desk admin can run a constrained tool with approved choices instead of opening the script and improvising. Here is the safe 10-minute lab. Use a test folder and create test params.ps1. Give it a mandatory $string ComputerName parameter, a ValidateSet Spooler WinRM W32 time $ServiceName parameter with a default of WinRM, and a ValidateSet running stopped $WantedStatus parameter with a default of running. In the body, run get ServiceName $ServiceName, filter with where object status EQ $WantedStatus, and select the name and status. This is read only. Run it once with ComputerName $NWNV ComputerName. Then omit ComputerName and watch the prompt. Then pass ServiceName typo and watch PowerShell reject it before get service runs. 3 beats to keep. First, hard-coded values die as soon as a script needs to work on more than one machine, path, service, user, or organizational unit. Second, a param block turns changing values into an explicit contract between the caller and the script. Third, mandatory typed validated parameters are defensive scripting. They stop missing input, wrong types, and typos before your real commands execute. Use sensible defaults for the common case and require values only when guessing would be dangerous. Tomorrow, we keep building this foundation toward tools you can trust at fleet scale. New PowerShell episode daily on this channel.